Alright guys, today we're checking out a Skar shallow mount subwoofer. Now this is the VD-10 Dual 4, and if you guys haven't seen the other videos, I am testing 4 shallow mount subs this month with a shootout at the end. So be sure to subscribe so you can check out all the shallow mount subs I'm doing and then the final review at the end, comparing all 4. So this is the Skar. Now this is almost a hybrid, as the mounting depth is a little more than some of the shallow mounts at 4.8 inches, but it's also the most conventional looking. This sub actually looks like kind of a normal 10-inch subwoofer. It's a lot heavier than the others. It looks like it has more excursion, and it just looks a lot beefy. So this is 800 peak, 500 RMS. It does have a 2-inch voice coil, and this is the dual 4-ohm version. So you can see you just have like a nice heavy duty surround, just like a conventional Skar sub. You have your rubber gasket, pressed paper cone, hard desk cap. Now we're going to be running these on a 650 watt true RMS amp, and we're going to see how it sounds and how it performs. If you guys are interested in these subs, I'll put a link in the description. Then at the end, in the last video, we're going to do a shootout and compare all the 4 shallow mount subs. So as you can see, this looks very beefy for a shallow mount, but it's a little less shallow than most of the other shallow mounts, coming in at about an inch deeper. But this does have a very nice basket, large magnet with magnet bumper, push terminals, and you have stitched round wire tinsel leads. So it's a very beefy looking sub if you can afford to have that extra 1 inch of depth. And here's the back of the sub. You can see it's a dual 4-ohm, 500 watts RMS. Nice chrome backplate with lots of venting. And a really beefy shallow mount. Like I said, it's a little bit deeper than the other ones, but I'm real curious how this is going to sound. So we're going to test and see how well it takes the power and see how it sounds as far as sound quality. And since most guys are buying these subs because they have limited space, we're going to run them in a 0.6 cubic foot sealed, because I feel like that's what most guys are going to be buying shallow mounts for. So let's go ahead and get it hooked up and see how it sounds. Okay, so we got this Skar shallow mount hooked up. We're going to watch the live voltage. Now keep in mind, even though this is a 650 watt amp, we're playing with impedance rise, which basically a speaker's impedance changes when it's in a box. We're probably not going to see that, but we'll see the impedance and the actual real power here, and we'll see how well it takes it. And we'll do this with all the subs in the review. So again, subscribe to see my other shallow mount views that are coming up soon. But let's go ahead and get started. we're back. This Skar sub did excellent. I'm not surprised. Skar stuff is always pretty good. This one is an inch deeper on the mounting depth, so if you can spare that inch, this is a, I want to say, higher level sub than some of the other ones because it's kind of like a hybrid. It's almost like pretty much a regular 10 with the amount of excursion and the power. So as you saw, it took that power no problem. So it definitely can handle 500 watts, and even with box rise, you can probably run an 800 watt amp on one of these, and it would definitely take it for sure. It didn't hit the lows super crazy, which, you know, some subs don't. It still hit the lows, but like the under 30 hertz wasn't as pronounced, but it was very clean, very punchy, and it sounded excellent. So again, and with impedance rise, we had this wired to 2 ohm, but you saw in the meter it was about going from 2 to 4 ohm. So you can oversize your amps a little bit to kind of fight impedance rise, but this will handle the 500 watts no problem. Like I said, you can probably throw a 1000 watt amp on it with box rise and you'll be fine. Really nice sub. Stay tuned for the other videos. I'm doing 3 other shallow mounts with a shootout at the end. Put a link for these subs in the description if you want to purchase. And please like and subscribe, guys, if this helped you out, and stay tuned for the next one.